Good evening. My name is Rob Castagna, Director of Health, Physical Education, and Athletics. Thank you for joining us tonight for the Senior Athletic Awards ceremony. Please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you to everyone who shared their photographs and memories for the slides that were showing as you entered the facility here. When you leave here this evening, everyone will receive an email with the booklet, the slide presentations, and all of that from Mr. Alcantara and Mr. Melso, who have worked together on a joint project to send that to you directly. So you'll get that at the end of this evening. A few housekeeping details here. Should there be an emergency and we need to exit the facility, there are emergency exits here on my right and left, of course, in the back of the facility, back of the room here. And if any directions or help or assistance needed, please look for an individual wearing a red lanyard like myself. Thank you very much. We're very thankful that we have a Board of Education and a school board that fully supports our athletic program and our mission, everything that we are trying to accomplish through interscholastic athletics, and our principal, Mr. Walsh, and Dr. Lamia, our board members, and Mr. Walsh, who are with us here this evening. Thank you to all of them. I'd also like to extend a special thank you to the Bobcat PTSA boosters and the Byram Hills Athletic Education Foundation, who fully support our athletic program for all the initiatives that we try to implement. At this time, please join me in welcoming our principal, Mr. Walsh.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you to our community who's here tonight. This event for me is really the start of a very special time for our seniors. We follow it up tomorrow night with the BHEF movie night, and then prom, and then after that, it's only a hop, skip, and a jump till graduation. And to our senior athletes being honored tonight, I wanted to really congratulate you. What a year and what a class you have been. The class of 2025 will be remembered for so many things, but especially for the contributions to Byram Hills athletics. This group has embodied what it means to be a Bobcat. More than the wins, this year was about the spirit you brought to every game. It was about building that sense of community through athletics and the quiet pride in knowing you gave it your all. You didn't just compete. You represented Byram Hills with class, with character, and with heart. You carried on a tradition that dates back all the way to 1966, a tradition of grit, determination, and unity. Every time you wore that red, white, and blue uniform, you added to that legacy. You inspired underclassmen. You brought this community together, and you reminded us all why school spirit matters. You showed us truly what it means to be a Bobcat and how being a Bobcat connects to our district's mission. For many of you, the relationships that you built through athletics will be those that are strongest and last the longest in life. Some of you have played with the same people for nearly 13 years, from beginner clinics to instructional, modified, and then on to varsity. That shared history can never be taken from you, and years from now, when you think back on those experiences, you'll remember the bonds that you developed with those people who are here with you tonight. Athletics is just as much about relationships as it is about the physical abilities. And before I continue, I want to take a moment to honor a member of your class whose presence is deeply missed, but whose spirit remains forever woven into the fabric of this community. Danny McManus would have graduated with the class of 2025. He was a gifted athlete, talented, tough, fearless, and full of life. But more than that, he was a teammate in every sense of the word. Danny loved the game, loved the grind, and loved being part of something bigger than himself. Whether it was on the lacrosse field, the football field, or anywhere in between, we know Danny would have been right there with you, competing, laughing, and pushing you to be better. Many of Danny's closest friends are here tonight, teammates who have carried his spirit with them since he left us. They've played in his honor, led with his same passion, and kept his memory alive in ways that words can never fully capture. Danny is part of this class and always will be. His legacy lives on through you in every play, every cheer, and every bond you formed through sports. So if you have the opportunity tonight, please find somebody who played with Danny and just get a sense of who he was on the field. And in that way, we keep his memory alive. I know it's a difficult transition to make, but knowing the people that we play with are always going to be with us helps us to make it a little bit easier. So once again, thank you for being here. I'm going to call up once again Rob Castagna to take us through the rest of the program. And as the class of 2025, thank you for the memories, the effort, and the example you've set. You've made your mark on Byram Hills. You've made us proud. And no matter where life takes you next, you'll always be part of our Bobcat family. Congratulations, and as always, go Bobcats.
Thank you, Mr. Walsh. This evening, we come together to honor the remarkable accomplishments of our senior student athletes, whose unwavering dedication and hard work have inspired our entire school community. As we progress through our program tonight, you'll enjoy a variety of memorable anecdotes about our seniors, shared by our esteemed coaches and several guest speakers. This year was defined by moments. Many of those moments will be remembered for a very long time. Here are just two of those moments to get us started. We had several significant championships to celebrate this year. Will the girls' state champion tennis team and Coach Kaplan please stand and be recognized? The boys' basketball team and Coach Ripa, please stand and be recognized. Section 1 and New York State regional champions with a thrilling performance in the Final Four game that they participated in. Boys tennis team and Coach Kaplan again, please stand. Section 1 and New York State regional champions. We also had two other Section 1 championship teams, boys wrestling and girls varsity ice hockey. Those are merged teams. One of those teams, we are the lead school. One of the other team, we are not. We did not have any seniors on either of those teams. We also had individuals compete at the state level in several sports. May I please have the track and field athletes who will compete at the New York State Championships this weekend in Middletown, New York, please stand. The boys tennis team will also compete this weekend. They'll be playing Friday morning at the Billie Jean King USTA Tennis Center pursuing a state championship. Congratulations to all the champions and the championship teams, especially good luck this weekend in that pursuit. When your name is called, if you're coming up here to the podium or to the table to receive an award, please stay in the center area where the stage is lowest. And Ms. Cruz is here to photograph you. She'll be here the entire night, and she'll be taking all of the pictures for us. So if you miss a photograph, you miss an opportunity, don't worry. Ms. Cruz will capture it for us. I will now transition to the first award for the evening, and I'd like to call to the podium our head track coach and head cross-country coach, Mr. Sean Flanagan.
The Anchor Award is presented to the individuals who are the steadying force of a team, those who lead not through loud speeches or flashy performances, but through quiet strength. This year's Anchor Award goes to someone who has lived and breathed those values since the moment she joined the team. From the beginning, Bella Lamberti was a quiet leader. She is someone who didn't need to say much to earn respect. Her actions, her reliability, and her constant presence said everything. As a sophomore, she found herself as one of only 4 girls on the cross-country team and the only non-freshman. It was a difficult position with few teammates, often running races alone and little external reward. But instead of stepping back, she leaned in and embraced it. She became the anchor for the small group, creating a welcoming and supporting environment that made others want to be part of the team. And because of her influence and consistency, by the time she was a senior, the cross-country team had grown, not just in numbers, but in spirit. But make no mistake, she's also an exceptional athlete. Her junior year, she earned all section and winter track and field. In her senior year, she went on to compete at the state championship as part of the 4x800 meter relay team. She has a school record in the 4x1600 meter relay, and her dedication to both her training and her teammates was instrumental in reaching that level of success. She never asked for the spotlight, but always showed up when it mattered. She's the kind of athlete every coach dreams of because she can lift others up and keep the team centered when things get hard. For her leadership and the lasting impact she's had on our team, it's my great honor to present this year's Anchor Award to Bella Lamberti. And present the next Anchor Award is Coach Simon Burke.
Good evening. It's my honor to present the male recipient of the Anchor Award. Before I present, I do want to make special recognition. I'm the proud coach of 19 senior boys who came out for football this year. And the idea of seniors continuing through sport when they know what other options are out there is a tremendous commitment. So although not all 19 will be recognized tonight, I want to give them a quick round of applause for our tremendous 19. Normally I have a dramatic build-up, but this award's going to Jake. When we talk about, and I was going to read the definition, but I won't read it twice. When we talk about the anchor of a team and the anchor of a program and the anchor of a community, you want someone who's steadfast, who's fully committed, and fully bought in. And Jake checks every one of those boxes. In many ways, he doesn't check them. He tries to punch through a wall and be like, I'll do it. And Jake is that guy. And he's recognized in a lot of different ways. He was recognized by his peers as captain of the team. He was recognized by Section 1 coaches as an all-league participant. And in a world of distractions and flighty commitments, Jake's that guy who always shows up. Our 2024 season was without a doubt a success, but halfway through the season we were sitting 2-2, having been soundly beaten in homecoming. And when times are tough, that's when weak people disappear. And that's when you need someone like a Jake Levy. And that's when he rose up. We went on a 4-game win streak, had a really successful campaign because of people like Jake. He has a genuine love of hard work. He's proud to represent his community. He's got a deep love of faith in his family. And no matter what he's going through, I'm sure off the field, when he's with the team, he's giving his absolute all. He takes part in our youth program, and that's the long-lasting impact that servant leadership provides that enriches the servant, but also the people that he provides it to, and that's what makes Jake so great. He was our starting offense and defensive line. I also called him QB9 because if we got to the 9th quarterback, I'm sure Jake would have done a great job. It's my honor to present the Anchor Award to Captain Jake Levy. I get to go twice here, so actually a third time. I feel really important tonight. The next award, when we talk about a scholar athlete, when parents have their idea of bringing their kids to a Byram Hill School District, they want the best academics, and then athletics is often an extracurricular. There's very few kids who can do both exceptionally well. Tonight's award, honoring a scholar athlete, is many parents' goals, is having a kid who can be excellent in the classroom and on the athletic fields. This young man, I've had the pleasure of speaking about for a very long time. He was a 4-year varsity football player. He was also pretty fast in indoor and outdoor track. In the academics, he was part of the Byram Hills Captain's Council. He was on the student advisory program. He was a freshman class mentor. He was part of the leadership team of HYPE, which I'm sure you all know means helping young people excel. In track and field, he has topped 5 times in 3 separate events for Byram Hills. He's raced on the state and the national level, and if you didn't know, he always has the national qualifier backpack. So in case you're wondering, Tyler was there. He's also still competing at the state level, as Mr. Castagna mentioned. On the football field, there's not any awards left that Tyler could earn. He was all league. He was first team all section. He was all state. He was class wide receiver of the year. He was a Con Edison Player of the Week award winner. He was a Golden Dozen award winner, which goes to the top scholar athletes in the football field in the area. And when you think about how you make a definition of award for a scholar athlete, when I was part of the Con Edison interview, it almost sounded like a joke when they were asking, what else does he do? And when I found out he plays the saxophone at a top level while speaking 3 languages, that's pretty exceptional. He also, possibly most notably, won the karaoke challenge for the football team, basically because he was the only one brave enough to actually sing. But he also has a good voice. The most ridiculous statistic from the football season was that he scored touchdowns as a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, defensive back, kick returner, and punt returner. As I like to tell kids when they do that, that's pretty good. The William A. McCoy Jr. Memorial Scholar Athlete Award goes to Mr. Tyler Mariscal.
Fun fact about Tyler, reminding me back to the COVID days of remote learning during our optional health class. He was the only one that would log on and turn his camera on, and we would have cereal together. Good evening. I'm Jared Christian. I have the honor of presenting the Lynn Rosenthal Memorial Scholar Athlete Award. This award is given to the female Scholar Athlete of the Year who has excelled both academically and athletically. The honor acknowledges hard work and dedication in balancing sports and academics. Maya Lichnerski has certainly excelled academically and athletically in the last 4 years at Byram Hills. With an intense course load filled with AP classes, science research, and much more, she has challenged herself and worked hard to excel in the classroom. On the court, she has done the same, making the varsity volleyball team as a freshman, turning into a 4-year starter in our program, earning all league honors 3 times, all conference 3 times, all section 2 times, and all state 2 times. Maya helped lead her team to its first ever sectional title, regional title, and a New York State Final Four appearance. She was the Conference Player of the Year, Con Edison winner, and Bobcat of the season in the fall. Maya will continue her academic and athletic career next year at MIT. Everyone in here has probably heard someone say at some point in your life that you can do anything you want, or you can be anything that you want to be, which for the most part is true, but it doesn't just happen. First, you have to believe it's true. Then you need to know it may be difficult and challenging. And finally, you have to figure out how you can make it happen and do the work. Maybe you got to see Maya perform on the court. Maybe you saw her succeed in the classroom. Maya's belief in that she can do anything and the work she's willing to put in is unlike any other athlete I have ever coached. It reminds me of the opening scene in the original Gladiator, where Quintus says to Maximus, "People should know when they're conquered." And after a long pause and some gory details, Maximus simply replies back, "Would you, Quintus? Would I?" That type of belief is where it all starts. Maya believes, works, and achieves. That is, and she is, beyond impressive. Congratulations, Maya.
Congratulations to the class of 2025. Since we're all throwing out fun facts, it was 13 years ago this past September, I got to watch all of you walk off the bus or get out of your car for your first day at Coleman Hill. Some of you skipped in. Some of your moms cried while you skipped in. Some of you didn't want to leave your mom, and some of you were crying and clinging to your mom while you were waiting for your first day to start. I'm not going to mention any names. Charlotte Carp. But you and your moms have come a long way. Good luck to all of you. I hope that you all have enjoyed your experiences here at Byram Hills, and I hope that you feel prepared for what lies ahead for each of you. Tonight, I have the honor of presenting one of the most meaningful awards in athletics, the 2025 Female Sportsmanship Award. This recognition goes beyond stats and wins and losses. It's about character, integrity, and how an athlete makes everyone better around them on and off the field. This year's recipient is Amelia Deeks. Go ahead, you can clap. Amelia has consistently shown what it's like to display true sportsmanship, whether it's offering advice to a teammate, showing quiet leadership through tough times, or taking on responsibilities without being asked to. And Amelia leads with humility and respect. What's most impressive is how Amelia likes to compete while always keeping her values front and center. She respects the game, her teammates, the coaches, and even the umpires, although sometimes that's not so easy. Behind every great student athlete is often a strong support system that starts at home. Mr. and Mrs. Deeks have been a steady presence at our games, not only just cheering for Amelia and her sister Sophia, but applauding good play from both teams, setting the tone with kindness in class. Their influence is evident in all of their children. So tonight, both the softball team and the Byram Hills Athletic Department want to celebrate not only a fun, hardworking student athlete, but a great person with awesome things coming to her in our future. Please join me in congratulating the 2025 Sportsmanship Award winner, Amelia Deeks.
I'm proud to recognize Derek Wolvius with the Sportsmanship Award. Derek is a three-sport athlete playing soccer, winter and spring track and field, also known as Dirk. Coach Allen writes, Dirky Dirks was every bit as elegant a soccer player as the nickname we gave him. Tall, smooth, and composed in the midfield, Dirk had a great grace that turned heads and a presence that settled games, a true showstopper. He brought both flair and focus to the field, growing sharper, smarter, and more determined with every season he wore the Bobcat jersey. Off the field, he carried himself with warmth and humility, always smiling, always lifting the energy around him. On it, he played with quiet fire and relentless drive. Dirk was the definition of class, and the soccer program will miss him deeply. In track, Derek holds the school record in the sprint medley relay and has the fourth fastest 800 time in school history. He competed at the state championship in the winter track and field season. He will compete at the outdoor track and field state championships this Saturday in the 1,600 meter and the 4x400 meter relay. He has earned his place among the top athletes in our program. But what truly sets Derek apart isn't just his times, but his character. Leads by example every single day. Whether it's a tough workout or big meet, he approaches every challenge with a positive attitude. Even when he's exhausted in the middle of his own training, you'll find him encouraging teammates, offering support, and lifting others up. Derek has made a lasting impact on our team through his leadership, humility, and unwavering sportsmanship. As he continues his running and academic journey at Colby College, I know he'll keep making us proud, not just with his achievements, but with the way he carries himself. Congratulations, Derek. Sorry, I don't believe Derek is here today, but to present the Con Edison Award is Coach Matt Ellen.
Well, I learned something new. I've been calling Derek Dirk for the last 4 years. Mai, I hope I'm getting your name right. I still can't tell the Nichols brothers apart, so it is what it is. It is what it is. The Con Edison Award, Athletic Award, honors student athletes who have embraced the challenge of balancing academic rigor with athletic excellence, and in doing so with great discipline and determination. This is awarded 32 times over the course of the sports calendar. It's a weekly prize selected by a panel of athletic directors from across Westchester County. It's come to represent one of the highest honors a student athlete can receive. This year, we placed 4 out of those 32 on the Con Edison list. Building upon the success of last year's 3 winners, we're proud to recognize each of these 4. Last week they had their banquet, so they've already received their prize, but we like to call them forward once again to have a final photo taken. And our 4 Con Edison Award athletes were Tyler Mariscott, football, will be attending UConn. Come on up, Tyler. You're first. Maya Wisniewski, playing for volleyball, attending MIT. Come stand there, Tyler. Just stand there and look pretty. Just find the things on the floor. Zach Afobe, basketball, who will be attending Northeastern. And Chris Aminato, basketball, will be attending FAU next year. Congratulations, guys. Winston Churchill once said, "The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity, and the optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty." Sylvia Rogers lived by this ideal. Her grit, her optimism, and passion were felt throughout the halls of Byram High School. Over 40 years ago, Sylvia brought the first homecoming to Armonk. She created a sense of school spirit that still endures. She raised 3 sons, each a Byram Mills graduate, with the same values of hard work and resilience and passion in the face of adversity. The Sylvia Rogers Memorial Scholarship honors those ideals. It recognizes 2 seniors who have achieved excellence in both the classroom and on the field. More importantly, it's the unsung heroes who led by example, who valued teamwork, and embraced the challenges with determination. Each of these recipients tonight will receive a $1,000 scholarship award towards college tuition and be honored by a perpetual plaque that hangs in the Byram Mills Athletic Hall of Fame. On behalf of Don, Greg, and Steve Rogers, who fund this award in memory of their mother, we proudly present these year's honorees. On the application filled out by his coach, Coach Burke wrote, quote, "No one embodies the spirit of teamwork more than Miguel Heredia. As a lineman, he often faced bigger, stronger opponents, but through quickness, intelligence, and tactical skill, Miguel consistently rose to the challenge. More importantly, he was the glue that held the team together. His passion and competitive spirit cannot just be seen in his play, but in the heart he brought to every game." Congratulations to Miguel. Come on up. You good? Okay. On her application, Coach McNamara wrote, "She is a person of deep character who approaches every situation with integrity, honesty, and a positive spirit. She listens to others, respecting different perspectives, and leads with great empathy. She handles challenges with grace and never hesitates to put in the hard work needed to overcome it. She's a true citizen of her community." Our female recipient of the Sylvia Rogers Award is Maeve Padley. Okay, lastly, it's my honor to introduce tonight's guest speaker, a woman who truly embodies the spirit of versatility, resilience, and leadership both on and off the field. She's a graduate of the class of 1980 and a 2018 Byram Mills Sports Hall of Fame inductee. Marcia Cohen Proto was, quote, the best all-around athlete of her generation at Byram Hills. She combined strength and finesse across 3 sports, earning 6 all-league honors in basketball and volleyball, and setting records in track and field that still stand nearly 4 decades later. She placed 4th in state in discus, an achievement that no Bobcat has matched, and her mark of 122 feet, that record still stands in our gymnasium today. Her story began fairly humbly. She was a 10-year-old ball girl for Coach Ed Moy's basketball team. Inspired by the players she watched, some of whom were family, she soon carved out her own legacy. On the basketball court, she led her team to a remarkable 55-11 record as a 3-year starter, averaging a double-double in her junior and senior seasons. She was recruited to play basketball in college, but when a coaching change altered that path, she pivoted and earned a D1 scholarship at Lafayette and later Providence, helping the Friars to win 2 Big East championships in the sport of volleyball. Her impact didn't end with sports. She served as the executive director of the Connecticut League of Nurses and co-led a statewide nursing initiative. In 2013, she was named the Professional of the Year by the Health Academy of Workplace Incorporated for her efforts to inspire and lead in the healthcare community. She's built a national reputation as an innovator in creating healthcare and nursing workforce development strategies, and is the principal CEO of Marcia Proto Consulting. Her journey from a Byram Hills record-setting athlete to a healthcare leader is a powerful reminder of how dedication, adaptability, and passion can shape a lifelong legacy. Please help me welcome her to the stage, Marcia Cohen Proto.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure and honor to be here, and I can't congratulate each and every one of you seniors in doing such a wonderful job for not only Byram Hills, but representing your team, your sport, and yourselves with passion, commitment, and drive to excel where you are. So congratulations on all of your collective efforts. It really seems like a full circle moment. So about 45 years ago to the date, I sat in this auditorium. I was also awarded the Lynn Rosenthal Scholar Athlete Award. So congratulations go out to my contemporary here, and had a wonderful experience at Byram Hills. I'm here to talk a little bit about not just showing up, but really how to move forward in taking what you've learned from sports and bringing that into the next level of your lives. And you have a wonderful opportunity and a wonderful foundation here. After listening to all your coaches share all your accolades, even those who may have not been awarded today or at this time, because I see a few more awards, you all have that drive, that passion and commitment. And it's really wonderful to see in our young people such a passion. I do want to put a shout out to the discus thrower, I believe, who's going to be competing on Friday for states. You must break that record. It is an embarrassment that it is still there 45 years later. And I did have time also to go into the gym, and I want to shout out to some of our track athletes as you're competing. You must beat those records that are up there from 78 and 79. We need to get those off the boards and get them into 2025 and 2026. So your challenge for the track athletes in the audience today. But really our purpose and passion and ability to compete. And having, as Matt alluded to, I've been in healthcare for 35 years in Connecticut, and many of our workers today, you know, they're just showing up. You experienced COVID as a student, probably what, in 8th grade when we hit COVID, or 9th grade? Oh, 7th grade, I'm really dating myself. So as 7th graders, when you're going to an online format and school shut down, you may be just showing up. We just heard that. You know, one of the students were sharing cereal with one of the teachers and nobody else has their camera on. But really, we have to compete each and every day. And I think what I've learned in looking at healthcare, especially being the executive director of the Connecticut Center for Nursing Workforce through COVID, all of the healthcare providers and first responders, they could no longer show up. They had to compete every day, every hour, not only for themselves, their patients, their families and communities, for those people who were severely challenged by COVID and those families who were affected. And I think we've seen transformation, innovation, and new ways of working because of that terrible tragedy. And I just want to have those individuals who are in healthcare or first responders just to stand up and being recognized, because your ability to compete in that 12 to 18 months was nothing short of superhuman. So if I could have the healthcare, anybody in healthcare here? Yeah, you need to stand up and be recognized because that was one tough era. And I saw my colleagues, because I worked with academic facilities as well as all the practice, hospital, long-term, and home care, and had calls every Thursday night with nurses around the world coming up with innovative solutions for patient care to keep those affected with COVID alive. Innovation in the way that, and commitment and passion of them looking at who are those patients, how are they being treated. They came up with the innovative ways and showed up, not showed up, but really competed to make sure we had a positive impact on those patients and families. And I think right now, as you look to you moving on to the next step and your competition, it doesn't mean that you have to be on a team. It could be a club. It could be intramurals, but making sure that your passion and your pride and your energy are directed into your schoolwork, your athletics, and your communities that you build at your next level in college. So I just wanted to congratulate each and every one of you and wish you the best. And I know I'm standing in between Molly, the student speaker, and a couple other awards, but I do want to thank you, share how excited it is to be back in Byram Hills. I actually was at Coleman Hill. I lived in Windmill Farms and I drove by my house. It's 18 Maple Way, the large house when you come into Windmill Farms. My mom and dad were the first ones that bought that from the Paterno family who owned all the land in Windmill Farms. So have had a lifelong engagement with Windmill and Armonk. Even stopped by Windmill Club just to see what it looked like, as I used to swim there actually with the Rogers kids, as they were my next door neighbors growing up when we moved from the big house in 18 Maple Way to Elm Place. So I just wanted to congratulate you and thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me today, and I wish you the best. And please, I really would like a text. I gave my business card to the young lady who's competing in discus on Saturday to tell me how you do and tell me that you beat that record. I will be so very proud of you, and we need to change the name on the record book. So thank you very much.
She ran away from me. Marsha, 1 second, please. We just wanted to say thank you. We appreciate it. Wow, I know why Mr. Allen really pushed to go first and introduce her rather than follow that speech. So, Matt, thanks for that. I appreciate that. Real quick, just want to congratulate all of our senior athletes, their parents, and our championship teams here for an unforgettable school year and sports seasons here at Byram Hills Athletics. We also want to recognize the outstanding efforts of our coaching staff, their leadership, their commitment. It shaped not only successful teams, but strong character in our student athletes, and we wouldn't be here without the efforts of your parents and your coaches. So thank you for our coaches for all the work that they do. The term icon, yeah, go ahead. The term icon, right? It's loosely used sometimes, but icon means somebody who evokes strong emotions, has a lasting impact, and is considered an influential figure who inspires others. The world gave us icons such as Madonna, Beyonce, LeBron, and we got Mac. Thanks, Mac. It's my absolute honor to recognize this year's recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award, Mr. John McNamara. So as I mentioned, the legend that is Mac, he's retiring this June after more than 30 years of dedicated service to the students of Coleman Hill and Byram Hills athletic program. For over 3 decades, Mac has been a cornerstone of our phys ed and athletics programs, teaching, coaching with a genuine love for children and sports. His ability to connect with students and athletes, meet them where they are, make every child feel safe, make every child feel seen and capable, has left such a lasting impact on generations of families here. Most notably as a coach, Mac served as a longtime head varsity softball coach, 2 different stints with that, longtime head girls varsity basketball coach, currently the JV girls basketball coach, JV soccer coach, Anything else I'm missing, Mr. McNamara? Got them all? His teams were not only competitive, but more importantly, they always reflected the values of sportsmanship, resiliency, and integrity. A few weeks ago at the retirement dinner, Mac's wife, Katie, came up to me. She was a little frazzled, and she said, "Scott, you have to help me. I don't know what I'm going to do with this guy next year. He's been coaching for 30 years and almost 100 seasons." So at this point in time in the conversation, I thought she was going to ask me like trip suggestions, what they could do in their spare time with all his free time up. And then she took it a completely different turn, and she said, "He can't be home every day. He's going to drive me crazy. You got to do something." So despite my best efforts, I tried and I tried. We tried to get back to coach in some capacity or be involved. He said he plans on fishing, some golfing, doing his best to relax, watch the Giants, watch the Mets disappoint him on yet another fall and spring. He's mentored athletes. He's inspired colleagues. He's really helped shape the culture here of Byram Hills Athletics. So tonight, we celebrate not just a retirement, but a remarkable career of service, leadership, and heart. So Mac, thank you for everything you've done. We appreciate it. You have to come accept your award now. Come on down. And folks, where you at? I was just for the record, I wanted to do this. I wanted to get like a Fisher Price basketball hoops right here. I wanted Chris to throw one off the backboard. I wanted you to stuff it. But you got the track competition this weekend. God forbid you get hurt. Your coaches would kill me. Your relay team would kill me. Plus, we got to take a picture. I'd rather take a picture with Mac. He's a little bit more my head. So we got Mr. Simon Burke back up here for our Arete Award.
Hello again. It's my honor to present the female recipient of the Arete Award. Before I start, just a quick aside, I'd always coached boys sports for much of my 20-year coaching career, mostly football and lacrosse, and I gave up lacrosse because I'm a proud dad of 4 daughters, and I needed to stay married and had to free up some time. 3 years ago, my fellow colleague and recent retiree, Jenny Croak, helped pioneer the inaugural flag football team and asked me to come out. And the big sales pitch at home, because I was very excited about it, the big sales pitch at home was it would make me a better dad to our girls. And I found that to be very true. And this season, as our 10 seniors finish on the flag football team, I use stories from practice and games to help inspire my daughters. And that happened just today when my 7-year-old was being a total brat about not wanting to do summer swim team, and I threatened the girls' flag football team to come to the house and talk to her about it. So it's still paying dividends. And the unquestioned leader of that team and tonight's Arete Award recipient is Miss Charlotte Karp. The definition provided, the Arete Award winner shows dedication, motivation, and perseverance for her sport and team. This athlete has flawless attendance, is reliable, has a positive attitude at all time, and displays personal best at all contests and practices. As I started to jot my notes down, I realized that my notes were mimicking what the award meant. And it sounds cliche, but showing up matters in a world with opportunities abound and people kind of commit to things and then kind of flake out. Showing up consistently and doing honest work and being a peer leader is not easy to do, right? It's very easy to go halfway so that you're not at risk of kind of being exposed, right? People use the expression as to try hard as an insult. And as a coach, you're like, yes, that is the point. And when we think about what it means to stand apart from your peers, but also able to gain their loyalty, Charlotte has that innate talent. She was a Section 1 Sportsmanship Award winner for her sport. Her basketball coach, Coach Barry, noted, Charlotte consistently asked questions, looked for ways to improve, never settled for anything less than her own personal best. And then when you think about what can you do more than your sport, along with her peer, Molly Housen, they helped organize the Women in Sports Day, the Female Athletes Stand Together Day. And when we think about having an exponential impact on your time and your community, what they did for those young girls, introducing them to more sports, giving them a safe opportunity to try, that just is going to continue paying lasting dividends to those athletes in this community. She's just one of those people that there are precious few of, and that many people have good intentions. Very few people actually take action. And it's been an honor to know her, and tonight's award winner, Miss Charlotte Karp.
The Arete Award is given to an athlete who exemplifies the highest standards of dedication, motivation, and perseverance, not just in competition, but in the way they show up every single day for their sport and their team. This year, the Arete Award goes to someone who embodies all of those qualities and more, Mark Canner. From the moment Mark joined the cross-country team as a freshman, it was clear that he'd found his passion. Running wasn't just a sport for Mark, it became a commitment, a discipline, and a constant presence in his high school life. Season after season, cross-country, winter track, and spring track, Mark never wavered in his dedication. He trained relentlessly, took no days off, and always looked for ways to improve. His consistency and work ethic didn't just benefit him personally, they raised the bar for his teammates and helped shape the culture of the team. Mark's result speaks volumes. He earned all league honors in every season he competed in, and as a senior, he delivered his best cross-country performance at the class championships, earning all-county recognition. These achievements are impressive on their own, but even more meaningful when you know the commitment behind them. Every early morning, every tough workout, and every moment he chose to push instead of take it easy. What's equally remarkable is Mark's attitude. No matter the weather, the workout, or the stakes, Mark brought positivity and focus. He was a teammate you could always count on, not just for points, but for encouragement, leadership, and example. Mark will be continuing his athletic and academic journey at Trinity College, where he'll compete as part of the cross-country and track and field teams. There's no doubt he'll bring the same drive and integrity to the next level that he brought to our team every day. For all that he has done and all that lies ahead, Mark Canner is the perfect recipient of this year's Arete Award. Up next is our student speaker, Molly Malter.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Molly Malter, and I had the privilege of being a captain and four-year goalkeeper for the girls' varsity soccer team. But my journey in soccer didn't start with success. It started with setbacks, and before high school, I learned what it felt like to be left off a roster. You don't forget the feeling of being cut, of staring at a list, searching for your name, and realizing it's not there. I know that feeling all too well. Freshman year was the first time I'd been on a competitive soccer team. In middle school, I watched in envy as my friends came to school in their Castleford uniforms. And it wasn't because I didn't love the game, but because I hadn't yet earned a spot. I knew what it felt like to be overlooked, and I knew how much it hurt to want something so badly and still come up short. But I kept showing up. I practiced even when there was no uniform waiting for me. I spent 7th and 8th grade playing 7 days a week with no guarantee that I would lead anywhere. And it wasn't about proving to anyone else, it was about proving to myself that I had the discipline to keep going even when no one was watching. Then came freshman year, and Coach Marinero gave me a shot. She put me on the JV soccer team. And that alone felt like a breakthrough. For the first time, I wasn't cut. I was on a team that made me feel included and supported and confident in my abilities as a goalkeeper. And then only 2 weeks into the season, something happened that I'd never forget. Coach called me into her classroom at the end of the school day to tell me that I'd be playing in a varsity game that very day. Not next season and not as a backup, that very day for a game against Rye. And suddenly, I was walking onto the field a varsity goalkeeper. My heart was pounding, but I was surrounded by girls that believed in me and that wanted me in the net. And for those of you wondering, we ended up losing, but we held them into overtime for the first time in 3 years. And that moment didn't just make me feel seen, it made me realize that resilience pays off. It taught me that setbacks aren't signs to stop, they're tests to see just how bad you want it. And discipline? It isn't glamorous, it's not loud, it's the quiet choice to keep going, to train harder and to stay focused even when it feels like no one believes in you yet. So to anyone who's ever been cut, benched, or told they weren't good enough, keep showing up. Keep fighting for the version of you that no one can see it yet, because I promise you it's worth it. Thank you.
Coach Morales really wanted to be here to present this award. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here, but she left this speech. It's my absolute honor to recognize one of the most dedicated, talented, and reliable athletes we've had on our track and field team, Ryan Singer. Ryan truly defines what it means to be a primetime performer. She consistently delivers in the most high-pressure moments, but what sets her apart even more is how she lifts up those around her. Whether she's preparing for her next event or cheering from the sidelines, she's always pushing her teammates to do their best. Ryan's versatility is unmatched. She's not only a top sprinter with a 100-meter best of 12.79 and a 200-meter leg split of 26.7 in her school record sprint medley relay, but also a powerhouse in the field. She's a 3-time state qualifier in discus with a personal best of 118 feet and was named all-section last spring. Just this past weekend at state quals, Ryan qualified in 4 events and still stepped up to help the 4x100 meter relay run an incredible 50.93, qualifying for nationals. Her athletic achievements speak for themselves, but Ryan's leadership, work ethic, and presence at practice are what truly makes her special. She shows up early, stays late, encourages others, and gives 100% in everything she does. Next year, Ryan will take her talents to Denison University, where she'll continue to throw and run at the collegiate level. We couldn't be prouder, and we know she'll continue to rise in every primetime moment that comes her way. Congratulations, Ryan.
All right. How does this work? Okay, it's not working well. Well, I guess I'll lean a little bit. All right, it is my pleasure to present Zach Afobe with the 2025 Primetime Performer Award. For his achievements, especially in the biggest moments during his 4-year varsity basketball career here at Byram Hills. As most of you already know, Zach is one of the most unique and talented athletes ever to walk through the halls of Byram Hills. He possesses a rare combination of size, speed, and power that translate to perhaps the most physically dominant player in school history. During his 4-year career, the Bobcats went a remarkable 77-22, made 4 straight county center appearances, 3 straight finals, back-to-back gold ball championships, and this year we made it all the way to the state Final Four, barely losing a heartbreaker in double overtime. During that time, Zach has earned All-League 3 times, All-Section twice, and All-State twice. And in the biggest moments and on the biggest stages is where Zach had his signature moments. Last year in the goal ball game versus Rye, Zach had only 2 points, but they were the most demoralizing 2 points ever. When his teammate, Ari Dreilinger, who I saw, weaved through the whole Rye team, dumped off a pass at the last second, and Zach literally dunked on their entire team, helping to spark the comeback win. This year we had 2 really big regular season games, once against Rye again, and we all saw the viral moment where his teammate, Chris Amanetto, threw the ball off the backboard, alley-oop style, where Zach jumped higher than I've ever seen any human in my life jump before, and hammer it home, making the crowd go crazy and sparking the comeback win. The other really big regular season game was against Tappan Zee, who is one of our biggest rivals and kind of a comparable team to us over the last 15 years. Zach's performance in that game on both ends might go down as one of the most dominant all-around performances in school history. That's versus a team that went on and won the AA championship and went all the way to the state Final Four. Zach was everywhere on both ends, and he refused to let us lose. This year in the county center games, he also had his signature moments. In the semis versus Nanuet, he had the play of the game. I don't know if you remember this, but they were starting to come back, and someone drove down the lane. Zach blocked the shot. Looked like it was going out of bounds. He jumped and saved it from going out of bounds, which sparked a fast break. We passed it ahead. Someone smoked a layup. Well, that means miss. Zach, who was out of bounds on the baseline, had sprinted all the way, track star, got the rebound, and without taking a step, dunked it. Another viral video. Is that it? That's it. He's dunking on the kid's head. All right? And that ended any thought of a comeback. And in the final game versus Pearl River, we ran this play when they started to come back. We called it left because Zach was really good at driving left. He got it at the top of the key, just rips, go left, and their all-section player was guarding him. Needless to say, 2-hand hammer right on his head. It was like deja vu from last year's final all over again. These are just a few of the signature moments that stand out over the years that make Zach the ideal candidate for the Primetime Performer Award. And what's more, as most of us in this room already know, Zach's an even better person, and he's going to be greatly missed in so many ways. Zachophobia. Coach Shealy.
I am honored to be presenting the Leadership Award to someone that has truly demonstrated what it means to lead, not just by performance, but by presence, attitude, and heart. Balancing academics and athletics takes dedication, discipline, and time management. This student athlete has handled it all with poise. She's maintained strong academics while being a consistent leader for her team. What truly sets her apart is how she supported and guided the younger, less experienced players. She's one that offers encouragement when someone is struggling and leads not for recognition, but because she genuinely cares. This takes the kind of leadership that builds a strong team and a lasting culture, both in soccer and in lacrosse. This year's Leadership Award, JoJo Jordan Wolf.
Good evening. The Byram Hills Athletic Department describes Leadership Award this way. This award is presented to the athlete who demonstrates the ability to pull a team together, contribute to a program, work with teammates, and show initiative most identifiable with the sport. The Byram baseball program faced some very unique challenges in 2025. I was appointed head coach less than a month before the season started, marked the third head coach we've had in 3 years. A completely new coaching staff at both the varsity and the JV levels. We endured some other adversity early in the year and lost 3 straight league games in the immediate aftermath. A lesser team would have folded. With any hopes of a successful season literally hanging in the balance, it was the leadership of our players that allowed us to turn things around and produce a winning season. In fact, most of those players were seniors. I see several of them here today. I see Jason, James, Mason, maybe others are here. The most impactful leader on the team was Ben Rothenberg. Ben's initiative and hard work in the offseason created an unmistakable model for others in the program. Over the winter, before I was appointed head coach, I suggested that Ben actively mentor a younger player on the team, and he did so quietly, without fanfare, or me having to ask him twice. The fact that that player enjoyed a breakout season is, in my opinion, no doubt at least in part due to Ben's guidance. His willingness to call out a teammate in the right way and expect excellence set a powerful standard for younger players to learn from and employ moving forward into next season. His ability to act as a spokesman for the team when discussing ideas or concerns with coaches, mostly me, provided value to the players and to the coaches alike, and I value that. Ben also led the Bobcats in almost every significant offensive category, played stellar defense, contributed on the mound. So when your best player on the team is also the hardest worker on the team and a strong leader, as a coach, you know you have something special. And that's exactly what I had with Ben this season. Congratulations, Ben Rothenberg.
You want which side you want? Let's go on that side. Good evening, everyone. We want to thank all of the coaches in the athletic department here at Byram Hills for everything they've done behind the scenes to make these last few years possible. None of this happens without you guys, and we're truly grateful. And to everyone here tonight, I just want to say thank you for being here to celebrate what has been an unforgettable chapter in all of our lives. We're incredibly honored to speak, not just on behalf of ourselves, but for every athlete who has worn a Byram Hills jersey.
Over these years, we've had the chance to compete at the varsity level, whether it was on the field, at the rink, or even on the golf course. We've shared historical wins, brutal losses, early morning practices, and long bus rides home. We're very proud of the medals and awards that we've won, but even more importantly, we hold on to the 2 values that have defined our journey the most: resilience and discipline. Resilience is about how you respond when things don't go your way. Our coach and teacher, Mr. Allen, often said, if you fall down 7 times, you better stand up 8. And that kind of stuck with us. There were plenty of moments where we'd lost, fallen down, and failed. In our junior year of soccer, we fell 1 shot short of a state title. There's no worse feeling than watching that ball roll across your goal line in double overtime. Senior year, we came up short again in sectionals, even after a historic season. Hockey was no different. 5 years of playing with some of our best friends, winning sectional and regional titles, but never quite reaching that final goal. Those losses hurt. But they also taught us something that wins never could: how to keep showing up. But showing up takes more than just resilience. It takes discipline. Because discipline is what gets you there, and resilience is what keeps you going. Discipline is waking up for early practices, staying late for film, and the decision to give your all day after day, whether anyone's watching or not. As a 3-sport athlete, there was never an off season. There were countless times where I would come home after a long day of school and practice, still staring down a full night of homework. I had to learn how to manage my time,
but more importantly, how to stay committed. That's where discipline kicks in. It's not about feeling ready, it's about doing it anyway. It's choosing to lead, not just when things are going well, but especially when they're not. And that mindset doesn't just end with sports, but it will follow us into the rest of our lives. Being captains this year wasn't just a title for us, it was a responsibility. To lead with effort, with purpose, and with character. And while we're proud of the championships we've won, we're even more proud of the moments that didn't make the headlines. The work no one saw, but that we know mattered most. Now, as we look ahead to what's next, college, new teams, new challenges, and new people, we know we're ready. Because Byram Hills didn't just teach us how to compete. It taught us how to fight back for something bigger than ourselves, how to carry each other, how to never let any setback define us. And that's what makes Byram Hills so special. Not just the athletes we produce, but the people. People who show up, who lead through adversity, and who do the little things when no one's looking. People who carry discipline and resilience long after the final whistle. To our coaches, teammates, and families, on behalf of the senior class, thank you. Thank you for believing in us, for pushing us, and supporting us throughout our journeys. We're all truly grateful for the immense role that you've played through our successes and our failures these past years. We could not have done this without you. Thank you.
Gavin and Ryan, thank you both, not only for your words just now, but for everything that you've given to Byram Hills over the years. As you mentioned, it was a lot of hard work, and it wasn't easy. I'd like to springboard off something that you said. So, to be a one-sport athlete, it's a challenge. Things that you mentioned, the determination, showing up, the academics, the homework, the schoolwork that you have to bring home with you, the rigor of the day, every day, sometimes repeatedly 6 days a week. And then to do that twice, 2 times, right, in your routine for the school year if you're a 2-sport athlete. And then you're doing that again, and you're without, sometimes if it's a back-to-back season, and sometimes they overlap when the team has success, and that's something we always want. We like it when the seasons overlap, right? But it's more of a challenge. But you mentioned something about doing it 3 times, something that's rare, a 3-sport athlete. And thank you for mentioning that. And recognizing our 3-sport athletes tonight, we celebrate their remarkable dedication, their relentless work ethic and perseverance, not only elevate their performance, but also inspire their peers and the entire school community for what you give. We're proud of the spirit they bring to our entire athletic program and to the younger generation coming up as you expose the athletes, the younger athletes, to that. At this time, I'll ask Mr. Saunders to help me distribute and call up quickly to the podium our 3-sport athletes. Please stay up there for your picture with Mr. Saunders. Bella Lamberti. Brian DiPietro. Chris Aminato. Dalia Flores. Derek Wolvius. Ethan Lipton, Gavin Nichols, Harley Rappaport, Maeve Padley, Mark Canner, Morgan Taddeo, Ryan Nichols, and Tyler Mariscott. At this time, I'd like to call to the podium our varsity head coach for the girls and the boys tennis teams, Ms. Jessica Kaplan.
So it's an honor to recognize this year's Athlete of the Year. With 4 state titles to her name, she hasn't just raised the bar, she set a new one entirely. Success like this is rare in any sport, but in tennis, a game that demands mental toughness, physical endurance, and year-round commitment, it's truly extraordinary. The consistency and excellence she's demonstrated over the years make her accomplishments even more remarkable. It's not just about winning, it's about the heart, discipline, and resilience she's shown every time she steps out onto the court. Her dedication has made her one of the most decorated athletes in Byram's history. She's a leader, a teammate, and a champion again and again. Please join me in celebrating an exceptional athlete whose hard work, talent, and drive have earned her this incredible honor, Jenna Kleinerman.
You good? Yeah, I'm good. Anyone ever see the White House Correspondents' Dinner where Barack Obama gives a speech and Keegan-Michael Key stands behind him as an anger translator? This is my anger translator. As I'm speaking, he's going to make facial expressions and do some sign language, so I'm looking forward to that. So we've been fortunate here at Byram Hills to witness some incredible student athletes over our 55-year history. Dominant one-sport stars and well-rounded three-sport stars who juggled seasons with poise and excellence. Every once in a while, though, a true unicorn comes along who combines the two elements and just simply becomes dominant in every sport. This year, there was actually a moment where I was chatting with Mr. Santora and Coach Skonieczny and a few other people, and we actually started talking about, quote, are we possibly witnessing the greatest all-around athlete in our school's history? Not past tense, present tense, right now, walking our halls, is the best ever to do it actually standing in front of us. And the conversation took place in the middle of soccer season as Chris Amanado was warming up just 10 yards away from me. Chris is the rare athlete. He didn't just participate in 3 sports, he dominated in 3 sports. He earned all league, all conference, and all section in all 3 sports. But what truly sets him apart, he was considered for all state in all 3 sports, something no other Byram Hills athlete has ever done. That put him in the top 5% of high school athletes in each of those sports. He will graduate with 11 varsity letters. He's led teams to 3 sectional titles, and across those seasons in team sports, his combined record was 115, 30, and 11. And of course, that doesn't include, Chris, as you know, your most prominent, most prestigious of them all is that Cage League title that you won last year. Even today, added to the speech, Chris scored 8 goals to capture his 2nd Golden Boot Award. He was our league's highest scorer, and he participated in only 3 games out of 6. In his 3 years as a soccer player at Byram Hills, he scored 54 career goals, which will rank him in the top 8 in our school's history. In basketball, he led the team to back-to-back gold balls while averaging 16 points per game. And how am I doing so far?
And MVP of the sectional tournament.
MVP of the section tournament. And in golf, he qualified the Section 1 tournament this past spring. And in true Chris fashion, I asked him last week about golf, and he casually told me, yeah, I don't really practice that sport. But beyond the stats and the accolades, his personality is the story. He's grounded, he's humble, and he celebrates without showing up his opponents. He scores without seeking the spotlight. What makes him truly great isn't what he's accomplished, but really who he is. When you talk to Chris, you meet someone authentic and quietly confident and kind. He's not just an all-time athlete, he's an all-time human being. It's an honor to coach him, to teach him, to call him a friend, and above all, to know him. And so tonight we're going to add one more chapter to his legacy Congratulations, Chris, on being named the Byram Hills Male Athlete of the Year. Lastly, that was the last award of the evening. I just want to say congratulations to all the senior athletes, the ones that came to show up to support their teammates tonight. Even though you're not going home with anything, you're duly recognized one of the best senior classes. The second thing is I just want to say thank you to Mr. Saunders, Mr. Alcantara, Annalise Galgano, and of course Rob Castagna for putting this together. We have an incredible athletic department, and Mr. Castagna is going to take it away. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. And a big part of that, a big part of our athletic department is the time and energy that our coaches give us day in and day out. We have over 90 coaches in our athletic program. We have an outstanding athletic trainer in Dan Santora, and Dan and the Danisms that he shares with the athletes down in the athletic training facility. I need to know this. How many of the athletes have heard of Danism? Does Dan share his quotes with you? They probably don't want to give that up, and that's fine. But the anecdotes and the stories that Dan Santora shares with you, and he shares them with us, he just brings a great sense of humor and pride to the program. We're grateful that we heard from our student speakers today, and also Marcia Cohen-Proto. Marcia, are you still here? Marcia, yes, thank you. Thank you so much for coming back. And also, if I can echo one thing that Marcia said, it's really to take your drive from sports and carry it into your next chapter. And hold on to the memories. Most important, you will forget the scores of the games, but you won't forget each other. You will not forget the friendships that you've made and you've developed and the bonds that you've made along the way. So please remember to hold on to those friendships and keep those cell phone numbers tight to your friends and close by. Okay, so thank you. Special thank you to the parents who are here for your support of our program. I mentioned the Board of Education, the superintendent, and our principal, and the coaches and our athletes that give us so much, whether you're a one-sport, two-sport, or three-sport athlete, but really the parents for what you do to get them here and to get them to us and for trusting us with your children. So a big round of applause from our student athletes to the parents. And thank you for coming out this evening. This wraps up our program for tonight. Ms. Cruz will stay around a little bit longer. For anyone who would like an additional photo opportunity, please do so. And thank you, Ms. Cruz, for being here. And please get home safely. Thank you very much for your support.